understand what are the new innovations, what are the new challenges, what are the opportunities that we have for our sector for digitalization and innovation. And we are very lucky that we have the expert speakers from the same subject. So we have with us Dr. Arjun Kumar, Associate Director. He is a scientist also in the Director of TDF, Office of Director General Technology Management, DRDO Headquarters. Wow, we can have a loud round of applause for him. He has done post-graduation in chemistry from Rohilkhand University, Bareilly, UP, and various other management courses. Presently, he is working at DRDO Headquarters in Directorate of Technology Development Fund, Office of Director General Technology Management, involved in the implementation, operationalization of technology department. So ये बहुत important है. जब जो experts बोलते हैं वो खुद ही department से ही हैं. He will explain us how we can make it operationalize in our MSME schemes for providing funding to the industries for the design and development of defense technologies to realize Atmanirbhar mission of Government of India and other schemes of Government of India where DRDO is participating. Thank you so much, sir, that you are with us today. I would like to invite our second speaker of the day, Mr. Vivek Chauhan. Thank you, sir. Can we have a loud round of applause? ऐसे वो आएंगे नहीं. आप लोग को कुछ चाहिए तो देना भी पड़ेगा. So, Mr. Vivek Chauhan is the Chief Commercial Officer of L&T SuFin, and Mr. Chauhan is a BTech in Chemical Engineering from IIT Kanpur and holds Business Management Design degree from Indian School of Business. Mr. Chauhan brings with him rich experience of over 2 decades leading commercial functions across various divisions of Tata Steel and handle direct B2B sales and marketing, channel development, strategy, capital expansion. He has also worked with Unitech Limited, ABP Private Limited. So we have the experts, and when listening to the experts, we can also gain from their wisdom. That is why we are here, and we will have some question rounds more. Don't worry. I understand कि बहुत देर से questions नहीं आए तो लोग सोच रहे होंगे book नहीं मिली. मिलेगी. Because again, we have the fact master, Mr. Sanjay Behera, moderating the event for us today. He had enlightened us with a lot of facts initially. And let us all welcome the entire panel with a good round of applause. Before lunch का session है, हम लोग energy दे सकते हैं. काफी energy दे सकते हैं. Okay? Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Vivek Chauhan, Chief of Commercial, L&T SuFin, and Mr. Arjun Kumar, and Additional Director and Scientist, DRDO. Definitely, we will have a very good sessions. I request Mr. Vivek Chauhan to bring some insight of L&T SuFin. Over to you.
So I'll quickly tell. Dr. Serene left, yeah? Okay. Sir. So first of all, I'm very privileged. Thank you, CMA, for inviting me. And I was pleasantly surprised to see Dr. Serene. Dr. Serene, I come from a family where you have taught 2 generations. My father was taught by you. I have been your student too. So, so thank you, Dr. Serene, and my father today is in Calcutta. I'm going to share this thing with him. So thank you CMA for that.
Give me 2 minutes and I'll be with you.
Thank you, sir. Absolutely. I'll quickly tell you about what we are doing. There is a presentation, but I'll sit here and explain. No problem. So there's a presentation what we are. I have got. My team has set up. But to set the context, I'll quickly tell you what we are. So essentially, what we are is L&T is a construction company. L&T is a engineering company. L&T is into many kinds of manufacturing facility and a contractor themselves. So, but now L&T has started a new, it's a new venture which they have entered into. It's called SuFin. So essentially SuFin means supply chain and finance. why is this company relevant to MSMEs? Because it is essentially a company which is formed to help two problems of MSMEs, and probably that's the reason we are relevant for this particular session. It's a 1.5 years, 2 years old company, L&T SuFin. What it does. So I'll quickly tell you, I'll ask you, as since morning the questions are being asked, and I think to set more context, if I ask you, if you want to really drive fast, right? If you want to drive really fast, say for example, when I say fast, if you want to drive a car at 200 kilometers per hour, what will you need? It's a question to anyone. Just for example, we need powerful engine. What else do we need? Very good road, very good. So we need roads. What other thing which we require? Very good. So there is a skilled driver also is required. Any other thing? Huh? Good technology, right. Technology on what, sir? Car. So powerful engine, good road, good driver also. And sir, any other thing? Huh? Addl Setu. I think so. Absolutely right. So, but I'll tell you something. All these things are right. And in the morning session, I think both Dr. Sareen and the other speaker mentioned about what all things are required to be successful as an MSME entrepreneur or an MSME. I think there is another thing which is required to really run fast or really move the car fast is rules. So if the traffic rules are not there, you will meet an accident. So I think the green light, red light, the right turn, etc. is also required. Yes. Sorry? Police. Police is another form of rules and regulations. So what we do, so for example, government is setting up rules, regulations, etc. So what we realized at L&T was that there were many issues in spite of having all the best engine, the best driver, the best roads, still there were issues in reaching 200 kilometers per hour speed in any Indian road. So the issue was there were many, at all the points there were issues which needs to be resolved. So SuFin was born last year, 17th March. And the idea was, it's a startup in L&T. The idea was how to help the MSME sector accelerate its growth. In spite of having all the benefits of the government support, etc., we are not moving ahead. And what are those two things? So there were two things which we realized. If we solve, at least a significant part of the bottleneck can be removed. The first was, it is in the name itself, it is called SuFin. SU stands for supply chain and Fin stands essentially for finance. So we are a platform, we are just a platform, we don't sell, buy, promote anything. What we do is that for all the MSMEs, we provide a large market. When I say large market, we provide for each manufacturer, we provide a selling opportunity other than the cluster they are present. Across the country, we are currently operating only in India, but we have plans to go further to the other parts of the globe. So we provide market to them. How do we provide market to them? Since we are already a digital platform, we make sure that, so for example, you manufacture anything, so you are a seller, you want to manufacture and you want to sell. So you need to find a buyer for it. So we make So the platform is designed with the objective of getting buyers for certain manufacturers or sellers who are present across various clusters. So our platform, L&T SuFin, is a web platform, online digital platform, where we onboard buyers of many kinds, and we also onboard sellers of many kinds, and we enable the sellers and buyers to meet and do transactions. When I say transaction, it is in an engineering firm, the transaction happens in a slightly different way than the transaction which actually happens in a day-to-day life in Amazon or a Flipkart kind of a thing. But this is what we do. So this is the supply chain part of it. We work on it. The second part we work on it is on the finance part. A lot of working capital trade deficit or trade credit deficit is there, which we help. Because a lot of schemes are there, the banks also want to help, the lenders want to help, government want to help, but actually it doesn't reach to the MSME. So that is what we do is that we expertise in collateral-free lending through our platforms. We don't sell anything. We design things for the lender so that it can be easily accessible by the MSMEs across the country. Currently, we are focusing mainly on manufacturing, construction, and infra related products suppliers. So in services, we are not there right now. So this is what L&T SuFin is all about. A detailed presentation is there, but I'll be happy to take a few more questions. Sanjay.
Yeah, since you are dealing with MSME, as per you, what are the problems they face and how you resolve, in case you can throw some light to the audience?
So Sanjay, the first problem I'll tell you, say for example, Dr. Sareen mentioned that there is an IDA, Aditpur Industrial Development Authority in Jamshedpur. So, and it's a place where a lot of products are manufactured, say for automotive. Now what happens, these customers, the MSMEs who are supplying, they are supplying essentially to, say for example, Tata Motors. Tata Motors is their principal buyer. The problem starts that they are 90%, 80% dependent on Tata Motors. And over a period of time, generally a supplier and buyer relationship is that the buyer always squeezes the seller, right? And the margins keeps on going down. See, the objective is if we provide them with a customer which is other than Tata Motors, a market which is other than Jamshedpur, is what we help them. So people come to us, we said that, okay, these are the products. Can you help me? That's what the customer comes and tells. Can you help me find a customer? That is one role which we do. The other role which we do is that a buyer wants, say, a 30 days credit, 40 days credit, 50 days credit, 60 days credit. As per the government, the buyer or a large corporate is supposed to pay the MSMEs in 45 days. Again, 45 days itself is a big working capital requirement. And people have collateral limits, CC limits are there, but it is obviously is backed by collaterals. So उन लोग ने अपना कंपनी को या अपने ज़मीन को collateral दे के limits ले रखी है. लेकिन there are many other ways by which collateral free loans can be accessed. And if we give them collateral free loans, if we make them available, their rotation increases, their margin increases, their profitability increases. So these are the two ways we try to help them.
Oh, thank you so much. So if any questions from any MSME on L&T SuFin, most welcome. Yeah. Can I have a mic?
Sir, so this is only for manufacturing sectors or also for service?
So currently it is for manufacturing. We are focusing currently on manufacturing, all kinds of manufacturing. It is for engineering goods, industrial, construction, when I say construction, manufacturing, it is also for medical equipments. So this is currently, these are only manufacturing. Services currently we are not offering.
So, sir,
because
there
we-
are some startups which have come like Porter, which are also into supply chain management. So are you an aggregator of all those?
So we are not aggregator at all. We are we are not aggregator. So there is an aggregator model. So when you say Porter, you mentioned Porter, right? Porter is a logistics company, right? So Porter is a partner to us. So you know what happens is that we are like a mall. You know, there is a big mall out here in Calcutta. So say for example, I own a mall and I invite companies like all the manufacturing company to set up shop there. I also invite logistics company to set up shop there. And we also invite lenders to set up shop there.
So,
And-
you are an integrator.
We are integrated. So what we do, our objective is to bring traffic, right traffic to the mall. And how do we make money? We get rent from all these guys. But the rent is not on a monthly basis, but on if somebody makes a business, then they give me a token, a small percentage.
Thank
That's
you,
how
sir. Thank
we
you.
make money.
Can I have a mic?
So what I understand that your buyers are all big companies and the sellers are mostly the MSMEs, and the sellers are not financially that sound compared to your buyers. But unfortunately the buyers are allowed for 60 days, 70 days or 100 days credit on your platform. Is there any logic behind it? Can it be resolved? Can it be optimized between the buying and selling process? The transaction is faster, and so that the money is recovered by the MSMEs. In any case, when the MSME is getting an order, the MSME supplies to the buyer and the money is on hold in your platform. Maybe the buyer sends the money to you, or in between the money is on hold. And after that approval, the money comes to MSME. Until then, it's very long time. So how you can really resolve this issue?
Yeah. So, sir, I'll tell you, first of all, it's a misconception that we are a company who are L&T SuFin is a company which caters essentially to smaller buyers. We do not, none of the, apart from our parent company L&T, nobody buys, nobody big, no large buyers are there on our platform. Because large buyers require aggregation. They don't want to deal with many people. They want to deal with few people. So our platform, what it does, at least if I'll give you the question which you asked, that if there is a large customers and a MSME supplies them, how to recover the money fast. So we have a product for that, which we do it for L&T, our group company. So we have again collateral-free invoice discounting facility, which is very different than which was mentioned in the earlier presentation. In the earlier presentation, there was a concept of Invoice Smart, RXIL, where on the large company decides which invoice to auction it and give the money to the MSME. But the risk associated with that invoice is still with the large company. But here, what we have done is that we have created a product along with some of the lenders, Axis Bank and few other lenders are there, where the invoices can be discounted on day one by the seller itself or MSME itself, day one. You get the money on day one, but the risk will be at the seller's end. So this is a very unique thing which otherwise is not available even by the government right now. So this is a new thing which we have done. This has not only helped in the faster rotation of MSME's money or working capital, but it has also helped the parent company by saying that there is always a sword which is there. Somebody mentioned about Samadhan portal, etc. If the 45 days is delayed, obviously the government is going to ask them, why have you delayed it? That parallelly is going. But the second is the faster rotation helps in cost benefit to the seller, which eventually is benefited to the buyer also. So that is the my answer. The other is that we actually expertise in MSME to MSME transaction. Say for example, Invoice Smart or RXIL, which the government has provided, or E-Trade portal, is not useful for if a buyer is a small buyer. Say for example, you are a 50 crore company and you want to buy something and you want to discount you want to either buy it, the seller wants to only transact on cash. So there is a liquidity issue. So there is a working capital gap which is there. There, RXIL doesn't work, right? Theoretically it will work, but practically it doesn't work. So it's a problem with the current situation, where this is what L&T SuFin is trying to solve. MSME to MSME transaction is very difficult in getting the money back. But MSME is selling to a large guy. The large guy decides, do I send it, give the money to a small guy or not? For that, there is an instrument, which is RXIL and Invoice Smart and E-Trade's facility. Did I answer your question?
Thank you, Mr. Vivek. If any other question pertaining to L&T SuFin or if any, yeah, one more question is there. Can I have a mic, please?
Thank you, Vivek, for your presentation. My just one clarification. You mentioned that you design financial model, or rather bankable financial model. Do you finance or do you help the MSME to go to the banks and get the funding?
Yeah, that is exactly. So what we do, sir, is that we work with the lenders to design the product, sir, the financial product.
Yeah.
What to offer to a MSME. We help them because it is, so that part we do with the lenders. Then we enable the MSMEs, we take the MSME to the lenders and we do that work. See, how do we make money? See, until unless we make money, we will not be able to help you. जैसे प्लेन में भी जब बैठते हैं तो पहले बोलता है ना, जब मास्क लगाने के लिए फर्स्ट यू पुट योर मास्क एंड देन अपने बच्चे को लगाइए. तो the business model which we work on is that we encourage people to come to our platform, and when they come to our platform, these finance is one of the facility which we will offer, and that is exactly what we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That with you help the MSMEs to get their funding.
Absolutely, absolutely. So just to give you numbers, in a year we have given or created limits to around 450 crores of limits we have set, enabled. 450 crores of limit setup we have done across the country. So we are almost a year old now. So we are able to do that. And for us, you will tell you 450 crores, 4 times rotations, it is 2,000 crores of business.
Correct. That is
Right?
working capital, sunk cost, or the vendors finance and everything you mentioned, whatever.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right.
And the cost of capital, if you go outside the banking system, is around 24%, 30% per annum is the interest cost.
Right.
But you go to bank, it is 10 to 12%. But if you are collateral free, we pitch it somewhere in between.
15. Right. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I request Mr. Arjun Kumar to give a presentation on detailed facility, what DRDO is offering, especially for new technology.
Yeah, thank you very much, Behera Sahab. And first of all, I would like to convey my sincere thanks and privilege to be here along with you. This is my second visit to Kolkata. After the BCCI, the Bengal Chambers, they have invited me. And I'm really very happy to see the presence, the audience here, and the energy of the people here, those who would like to know what kind of a schemes the government is offering. Now, if you see, Professor Sareen has highlighted a very, very important table actually. We had to understand. See, every individual would like to be a company. And each company, that means they would like to born. So baby is born, no doubt about it. How we will nurture, how we will take care, then he will survive. And then once he will survive, he will remain as a healthy baby within that small area, 35%. And if he would like to be the adult, it is 25%. And 15% are the born one. So if you see, calculate the total percentage, which is around 75% almost. That means there are the only 30% chances that people may not survive, even though 70 or 75% chances are there. So that means the survivability chances, there is a very sharp line, very sharp line. What is that sharp line? Sharp line is the intelligence today's world. I am one of the founder member of this particular scheme, which is called Technology Development Fund scheme in the year 2014 at DRDO headquarters. This scheme was launched by the Honorable Prime Minister under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. And similarly, a lot of schemes are working in different ministries. I think I told that what are the sharp lines? The sharp lines are the intelligence, the area you had to identify in which you want to work, and what are actually your customers, and the spin-off of those technologies. That is very, very important factors. If you see this particular scheme, this scheme is offering 10 crore rupees of funding to MSMEs and startups for developing a technology for the defense manufacturing. It is not the orders, it is not the procurement. This is only for nurturing you to provide the opportunities to develop a technology. After that, the procurement orders will start. This is only the technical hand-holding to the startups or the MSMEs or the large industries to develop a technology which will be workable model for the defense manufacturing. If you see the vision of Honorable Prime Minister, that 9 years of unparalleled reforms and modernization of the defense forces, we have a lot of the capabilities in different kind of platforms, whether it is a underwater or you call it the fighter aircrafts in other things. And defense gets the tremendous increase in the budget also. If you see, there are a lot many projects they are offering to different types of MSMEs and the other industries, either in the category of the Make 1, Make 2, or Make 3. And even there is a chapter which is called Innovation and the different scheme under the innovation category. If you see, whenever we are working in any domain, and if you would like to pursue our expertise in a different domain, it is very, very important aspect. We should know each and every element of that particular ministry or a department. If you would like to work in a Ministry of Defense, then you should know that what kind of the departments and how many departments are there working, and what kind of the working cultures, and what are the requirements. So we have a DOD, Department of Defense, where we have 3 services: DRDO, Defense R&D Organization, Department of Defense Production, who is controlling all DPSUs, and the DMA, and the DESW, which is the Social Welfare Wing of the MOD. And these all are the chiefs of the different departments. If you see, these are the areas basically, the DRDO, Indian Army, Air Force, Indian Navy, DDP. The kind of a list which I have highlighted, these are the schemes the government have launched in the year 2014 to till date. And continuously it is improving and escalating the amount under each scheme. If I'll talk about the DRDO, we have a Technology Development Fund. We have the directorate, which is called Directorate of Industry and the Interface Technology Management, which is interfacing the DRDO's technologies developed and offering the TOTs to the MSMEs and startups. Similarly, Indian Army, they have their Army Design Bureau. Indian Air Force, they have Air Headquarter Maintenance Command, and Base Repair Depot, where they required a lot many the items for their technologies which they have with them. Similarly, the Indian Navy, they have Directorate of Indigenization, and the Department of Defense Production, they have a scheme like IDEX, Make 1, Make 2, Make 3, and there are a lot many indigenization portal. If you see this particular graph, already the Indian defense export also is increasing continuously. But for this increase, it is very, very important that we have a proper supply chain in the country so that the large companies or the DPSUs or the PSUs may supply at the actual platforms to the different foreign nations or the requirements. Indian defense goes global. Slowly it is increasing. But actually, if you see, the USP is the supply chain from the MSME. So MSME has to boost as a supply chain, as Vivek Saab also highlighted, that they are providing a platform so that you can utilize those kind of things to market your products. These are the various kind of initiative the government is taking. See, until unless I will not stop the import, I cannot manufacture the things in the country. And that is why this is the important step the government is taking. What they are doing, they are putting the import embargo by releasing a list of items. Till date, there are 5 positive indigenization lists have been released by the government, Ministry of Defense, which is putting an import embargo. That means the services will not import the item by so-and-so date. That means they are bound to manufacture this in the country itself. How they will do? They will take the help of the DRDO, they will take the help of the industry, and then ultimately the DPSUs or PSUs, with the help of the supply chain MSMEs, will manufacture that particular item. So that is why 4 positive indigenization list here, and then 5th positive indigenization list is released on 4th October 2022. So total, if you see, bigger platforms, more than 500 plus platforms have been put an import embargo. If you see the technology management, it is called a technology readiness level, defined by the different levels 1 to 9, at what level you are. So you have to identify first of all yourself at what readiness level you are. Like basic research, the research to the feasibility, or if you are carrying a technology development and then the demonstration by putting a prototype manufacturing and then system or subsystem making, and then ultimately system test launch or actual testing and launch for the actual operation. DRDO is taking many steps almost in all the states wherever we have our presence. But I think in Kolkata we are not having a DRDO lab. We have a center in the JCB, the Jadavpur University, which is the Center of Excellences. No DRDO lab is there presently in West Bengal. Initially the labs in Orissa, we have all the nook and corner presence of the country, starting from Jammu to the Leh to the Cochin, and here from Gujarat to the northeast also. But wherever the DRDO lab is there is a culture. The ecosystem of the defense has already nurtured in that particular state. And slowly the MSMEs and the startups are taking the advantage of that. So in this direction, we have the interaction with the academia, and already 15 Center of Excellences the DRDO has opened in different academic institutions. TDF scheme, this is the scheme which is started with aiming that 10 crore of fund will be given to MSMEs and startup for the development of the technology. In the year 2014-15, when Jaitley Saab was there, he announced this scheme. Then Parikar Saab has came, who was the visionary man, and he is the real man for the MSMEs. He has approved the scheme which is called TDF presently, and then we have done many improvement, and ultimately till 23, we have awarded 70 projects to different MSMEs and startup at the cost of roughly around some 300 crore of rupees. 300 crore of rupees the government has given to different MSMEs, startups, and even large industry also, because we are not saying that we cannot give to the large industry. And then in the 2022, Honorable Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh Saab, seeing the progress of this scheme, has escalated the amount 10 crore to 50 crore per project. So now the amount is 50 crore per project for TDF project. And in the 2022, it was also announced that 25% defense R&D budget of MOD will be earmarked for the academia as well as the industry. So which roughly comes around some 2,000 crore or something. Now, this is the portal tdf.drdo.gov.in. You had to email, put your email, password, login, and just try to register. Presently, this BAP portal is upgrading, so 1 or 2 days or a week, you may face a issue, but once it will be done, then you please register on this particular BAP portal. Funding, as already I told, eligibility, any industry can take the advantage. R&D collaboration, you can have a collaboration with 2 more industry or with academia for taking up a project. How we will start? We will collate the requirements from tri-services, DRDO lab or the DPSUs. We'll do the feasibility, we'll do the RFI, we'll do the evaluation, and then RFP, and finally we'll get the approval and award the project to the industry. Once we'll award a project to the industry, it may be the startup or the MSME depending on their qualification. Qualification in the sense, the technical competency, irrespective of their annual turnover. Startups, very well defined definitions are there. Already the MSME director was there in the morning who has explained everything, that what are the classification, how the MSMEs are treated as. So each and every department have been given a mandate that you should give a preference to MSMEs and startups. This is the mandate of the government. First preference will be given to MSMEs and startup, then large industries will be considered. So whenever in my project, any MSME or startup or large industry will apply, first we will evaluate the startup project. If they qualify, we will not consider the MSME. If a startup is not clear, then we'll consider MSME. If MSME and startup are not clear, then we'll consider the large industry. And even if you see 100 marks criteria, only 5% marks or 5 marks we have given for their commercial criteria. 95% marks have been given to their design capability, the fabrication or manufacturing capability, maintainability, and how they'll provide the life cycle support. And under these each heading, you will get a lot many subheads for the evaluations. This has already told. These are the 70 projects. Indian Army 8 projects, Indian Air Force 10, Indian Navy 11, ADA, Aeronautical Development Agency, around 16 projects, because they are making a LCA, Mark 1, Mark 2, and then MCA, the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft. So a lot many, the components which they are using, we are importing actually. And it is very, very important to have our own supply chain if we are making our own indigenous fighter aircraft. So that is why we have given a projects to many MSMEs for these indigenization. And DRDO also 16 requirements. D2D, it is very important thing, I will tell you what exactly it. See, D2D, you have seen the morning one video called Dare to Dream. DRDO is opening a pan-India based a challenge which is called Dare to Dream, which is the Kalam's vision. If you would like to have something, some vision, then you have to dare to dream. So that means any individual can apply into that particular contest. Individual if he is applying 5 crore, 4, 5 lakh, 4 lakh, and 3 lakh prize money for second, third. Or if a startup is applying 10, 8, and 6, for second, third prize will be given. But beauty is this, you will get the award from the Honorable Raksha Mantri, number 1. Number 2, if you have that particular concept so important, then individual will be given an opportunity to get a fund from TDF 1 crore rupees. That means individual is promoted to make a startup, and then a startup will be given opportunity to apply into the TDF by providing them a 1 crore rupees of grant. So that means the vision of the government, you can realize that any individual who is studying in the college will be first given opportunity by pricing the money, and then he will get a 1 crore rupees. In my whole of the life, if you see, in my account as a salary, I won't have 1 crore rupees. But a startup which we have given, if you see Dare to Dream 1, 14 individuals, 6 startups. Dare to Dream 2, 22 individuals, 18 startups. Dare to Dream 3, 16 individuals, 10 startups. Even though this number is less, but anyway, this is the number. Dare to Dream 4 is under evaluation, and now it is going to be awarded very soon. What is the advantage in this? These are the individuals you can see here on the right side. They have given the opportunity 1 crore rupees funding for developing their prototype into the actual system. These are the few of those. These are the few projects of Indian Army that we are holding and the under development. Here, one thing which I will tell you, there is one prototype of the drone, 20 kg load carrying logistic drone at high altitude area. This company was taken up a project under TDF. It was only the 4-room company. Now this company, after taking a TDF project, is 200 crore rupees worth projects he has already delivered. That is the growth by seeing the vision of the country. Honorable Prime Minister and the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. These are the few Air Force projects, because the Air Force is using the foreign nationals inventory mostly, so we had to have a sustenance and the maintenance. There are the few projects from the Indian Navy. Many technology for the fighter aircraft we are developing. And this is the great news that one of our startup, which is called Bellatrix Aerospace, successfully test electric satellite engine, green fuel in space, a startup Bangalore based, and it has been given a support of 9 crore rupees under TDF, and very recently this satellite has been launched, and this is in January 3 only, this year, 2024. And this is the startup. We have a capability. Only we want to identify the talent and the sharp line that where we had to go to identify ourselves. Opportunities are plenty. This is onboard computer for Sukhoi 30. The all Su-30 upgradation will be done in the country itself by making our own technology. And this particular company started as a onboard computer making under TDF, and very recent first projects have been given to this company when TDF was launched. And now this is more than 300 crore rupees company is going to be there very shortly. These are the few other success stories. If you go to the BAP portal, then you can see. This is very important thing, just I will take few more minutes. It's very important, actually don't miss it. You can miss your lunch, but don't miss this. Why I'm telling you, this is the drug. In the country, we have a very strong base of the pharmaceutical companies. But if any nuclear emergency happened, if any radiations happen, we don't have our own indigenized drug in the country. But TDF has taken a project, and one of the company has taken the lead, and ultimately we have successfully developed CDSCO approved, DGCI approved drug in our own country. Now, if any emergency happen, we have our own drug. Earlier, we were dependent on foreign nationals. Now we have our own drug, and this drug has been developed under Technology Development Fund. And this is the project which we have given hardly some 3 crore rupees. And you won't realize that this particular drug which will be used by for the decontamination of cesium and thallium from the body if any nuclear emergency happened. And last year, if you Google it, there was an incident in Delhi that 6 patients were admitted in the Gangaram hospitals, and we were not having our own drug at that particular moment of time. We have requested from the US, please supply the drug. They took almost 4 to 5 months due to various approvals, and we could not save the patients. And the drug cost, their drug is 1,000 rupees capsule. Our drug is hardly 10 to 15 rupees per capsule. And this is one of our startup who has developed this under the pharmaceutical regulations. These are the things which are available. Even you can down the line percolate the information that those who are working in such an environment, they can take the advantage of this drug. They can stockpile few of those things. Very, very important. Even hospitals and all are the army base, naval base or air force base, they are keeping the stockpile of this particular drug, and very, very important. And considering these war scenario, it is very important because everybody has a stockpile this kind of a drugs. These are the few technologies and awarded to the different stakeholders after the successful development under TDF. Number of government schemes ongoing in various ministries. Just go to the startup web portal. You see more than 45 schemes are available. See where you want. If you want to remain as a small, as sir has told, then nobody be there. If you want an aspiring to be the adult, then you had to go and you had to overcome this particular bridge. Indian startup, boom. Take the opportunities. This is the golden period for the industry. I would say don't see the service. Do be the entrepreneur. Opportunities are there. Please tap those opportunities. In the 2023, more than 37,240 startups have been registered onto the DPIT portal. DPIT recognition, everybody knows, very, very important for the young entrepreneurs. Even in Kolkata, if you see, I have seen morning only, I took this data, 3870 DPIT recognized startups are there in West Bengal. I think this number within a year, 2024, I would like to see this number should go very high. These are the unicorn. These unicorn, mostly the commercial or e-platforms or the e-models. Slowly, I think the unicorns which are taking participate in the defense also, they will take this particular list. So these are the few lists which the Startup India has already shown there. You can have a look there. Wide spectrum is very, very important to see the opportunities, or I would like to convey my sincere thanks to CMA or the Bengal chambers that they are inviting the different portfolios, people who are actually holding these schemes. And I would request them at least call each department one by one at least, so that the West Bengal people should know that what kind of schemes and opportunities are there. These are the TDF families. I will just tell you, if we are awarding one project to one particular industry, then at least 10 people team I am giving from DRDO side, number one. And that particular fellow will take a manpower more than 20 to 25 working for this project. So that means 25 plus 10, 35 people are working actually onto this project. Multiplied 70 we have awarded, so you can multiply more than 200, 300 number. It is continuously, the family is increasing. And time is very short, so I cannot complete everything, but it is always very important to tell you people that country is now changing. Please take the opportunity. Schemes are there, people are there to convey, and each department, Kavya ma'am, she has told very tightly, each department में सभी में रेस लगी हुई है. कौन स्कीम को अच्छी तरह बता सकता है ताकि अपॉर्चुनिटीज सामने वाले को पता लग सके. आप उस बैरियर को तोड़िए. सरीन साहब के इस टेबल को बिल्कुल अपने लगा लीजिए सामने. I was very impressed, sir, to see I was telling, but मुझे शब्द नहीं मिल रहे थे कि मैं इन चीज़ों को कैसे समझा पाऊँ. आज आपने कम से कम मुझे एक टेबल दे दी है, जो मैं एटलीस्ट अपने प्रेजेंटेशन में इस टेबल को लोगों को ज़रूर बताऊँगा कि ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है. So this is the TDF DRDO headquarters, which is working at Delhi. I am the associate director, my director Nidhi Bansal, and we have the secretary Kamat Saab, and recently the Director General Technology Management, Dr. Subrata Rakshit Saab, who has taken over the charge as the DGTM, and this is my team. When I have started this particular scheme to formulate, we were only 3 people. Now I have converted 3 to 30, multiplied by 70 projects which we have awarded. And now this number is continuously increasing, and very soon we are going to launch the 50 crore projects also. But we have made compulsorily 50 crore में अगर large industry है तो उसके साथ MSME और startup रहना ज़रूरी है. और अगर MSME है तो स्टार्टअप तो चाहिए ही चाहिए. स्टार्टअप के लिए थोड़ा मुश्किल है 50 करोड़ का, बिकॉज वो बड़े बड़े प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं, तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. बट स्लोली स्टार्टअप्स आर ऑल्सो टेकिंग ए बूम इन टू द डिफेंस सेक्टर. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर गिविंग दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी वंस अगेन. थैंक यू.
Thank you, Mr. Arjun Kumar. We'll take one or two questions before closing the session, if any question is there. Can I have a mic, please? One mic, this side, please. Yeah, one mic to Dr. Sarin.
अर्जुन, बहुत ज़्यादा मजा आ गया. बट इसमें जो ऑर्डिनेंस फैक्ट्रीज हैं उनका कहीं दिख ही नहीं रहा है. क्या रोल था उनका? मेरा क्वेश्चन समझ में आया?
Yes, yes. Sir, what I'm saying, there were the 41 ordnance factories initially, and the ordnance factories doing the development as per the technology which has been developed in DRDO and transferred to the ordnance factories. Ultimately, they were doing their own development. They have their own R&D teams, R&D research and all. Then, very recently, the government has taken the initiative and all ordnance factories have been corporatized and they have become the industrial status now. So 7 corporates, industries, or we should call it as a DPSUs, they have been formulated. So initially the Navratna companies, 9 were there, and now 7 DPSUs after merging the 41 ordnance factory. So total 16 DPSUs we have. And if you see now, continuously the ordnance factories which were there and working with their own style, now they are being the company, they are now competing with each other, getting the race. This TDF scheme also taking the advantage that DPSUs are also offering their requirement for the development of the technology under the TDF. Very important thing. Whatever the DPSUs were making big platforms like a tank, fighter aircraft, ships, they were not putting the information onto the web portal that how much they are importing actually. How much they are importing, what they are importing, what are the items, what are the components, what are the spares, and what is their import value. The MOD has taken an initiative and now a portal was made which is called Srijan Defense Portal. Srijan, S-R-I-J-A-N, Srijan Defense Portal. If you go into that portal, you will see all DPSUs have put their list of items and last 5 years the import value. That means they have put the specification of the item, the qualification of that item, and the POC, the point of contact, and the email ID is also given. That if any MSMEs or a startup having the capability to develop this technology, he may contact to that POC. It is very, very important to have this information. See, like MSME, if I don't have the information, how I will say I am the person who know that what is the item is required. Many people are working. They have the capability. Like the L&T SuFin, what they are doing, they are providing a kind of a thing and platform where buyers and sellers meet together. Similarly, ministries are also working in the same fashion. So Srijan Defense Portal is giving an opportunity. And DPSUs are putting those technology to be developed under TDF.
Sir, I have a question. Sir, I will just use this bench to place a request to you. I am myself a startup and
Yeah.
so
Very special thing that the ladies are also coming up as a startup. We have funded many of the ladies.
सर मेरी प्रॉब्लम सुनिए अब आप. बिकॉज हम लोग नए नए इनोवेशंस करते हैं. अब मेरे को पता चला जब आप बोले ना इम्पोर्ट बैरियर क्रिएट किए, अब मेरे को पता चला इतने सारे सर्टिफिकेशंस की मेरे को प्रॉब्लम क्यों आई. बिकॉज आई हैव टू इम्पोर्ट लेजर डायोड्स फॉर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग अ लेजर कैप विच आई एम डूइंग. 2016 I had approached to IIT Delhi, Kharagpur, everyone told me just one single thing कि laser diodes हम लोग के इंडिया में मैन्युफैक्चर नहीं होते हैं. So it had to come from Taiwan. So I am just requesting you कि एक तो जब आप लोग कोई भी तरह के sanctions लगाते हैं, barriers लगाते हैं, तो it percolates down to small MSMEs like us. तो हम लोग के बारे में थोड़ा सोचा करिए कि जब हम लोग बैरियर कोई भी तरह के लगा रहे हैं तो वो जो सर्टिफिकेशन कॉस्ट्स आते हैं, जो सर्टिफिकेशन चैलेंजेस आते हैं, उससे हम लोग का भी जो बिजनेस है वो बहुत हैम्पर करता है. जैसे हम लोग की कॉस्ट्स हाई हो जाती है, तो एक जब आप लोग कोई भी तरह के पॉलिसी डिसीजंस लेते हैं, सर आप मेरी बात को प्लीज़, बिकॉज आई रियली कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट फॉर वॉट एवर यू हैव डन, बट दिस इज़ ऑल्सो अ वे ऑफ इंटरेक्शन ऑफ रीचिंग आउट टू पीपल. सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज हम लोग का बिजनेस हैम्पर होता है एंड बहुत तरह के हम लोग के पास अवेयरनेस नहीं होती है. लाइक फॉर द सर्टिफिकेशंस ऑल्सो आई हैड टू कंसल्ट लॉट ऑफ पीपल. जैसे BIS सर्टिफिकेशन पहले नहीं था, अचानक से प्रॉप अप कर गया, तो बहुत सारे कॉस्ट इन्वॉल्व हो जाते हैं. तो आप लोग जब कोई भी पॉलिसी डिसीजन लेते हैं तो आप लोग छोटे बिजनेस ओनर्स को भी इन्वॉल्व करके या उनको दिमाग में रख के प्लीज़ लिया करिए. एंड वन मोर थिंग कि लेज़र डायोड्स इज़ वन थिंग विच यू कैन लुक एट फॉर R&D because it's still not being manufactured. I'm in continuous touch with all the people and it is also involved in defense because मैंने खुद बहुत research कर ली इस पे. तो this is one area where you should, you may think about. Thank you.
I would request you, please submit a proposal to us. We will try to consider in TDF for the development.
Okay.
One more mic here, please. Can I have a mic here, please? Yeah.
First of all, congratulations for the success that you have explained. Even the earlier discussion from L&T also is praiseworthy. There were around 111 unicorns at the beginning of, or around the middle of 2023. Their status of unicorns, many of them have gone down. Almost 60% of them are in loss at this point of time. Particularly, and some of the best known names that we know are in loss, from Byju's to Zomato to Ola to many. So largely, what both of you have discussed is with respect to non-tech startups. And the losses are largely in the state-driven, tech-driven startups. Is it the quest for large-scale branding that is leading to? What exactly is the case? Because we know the future is tech-driven. Whether even in the manufacturing segment, it's tech-driven, and for service sector, surely tech-driven. The other thing is that almost all the examples are in the manufacturing sector, whereas the economy, 60% of the revenue comes from service sector. So if you have really to go and make a big impact on the lives of the 140 crores people, it has to be on the service sector also. So broad comments, complimenting on your success. It's a broader issue, not just an issue there.
So I think it's a fantastic questions and we need to reflect on that. The first part of it, sir, we believe, and I personally believe, unicorns, some of the unicorns which are not doing great, and few of them which are doing really good. The difference between them is the business model. So you briefly mentioned about too much people are spending too much on marketing. So the business model needs to be understood, and business model understanding comes from what problem are we solving. Say for example, if you are solving a problem of 50 crores, the valuation of the company will only be 50 crores. This cannot be a 8,000 crore company. So we have to really look into it. So that's the first part of it. The second part which you mentioned is services. I think it is an important part. We are a service company, but we cater to the product companies. So you are absolutely right. So on our portal, L&T SuFin, we know how, we don't want to expand in a big way in a short period of time, but in our medium-term vision, services like certification and many other lab testing, etc., which is relevant for MSMEs, will be onboarded onto our offering onto our platform. Services is a key thing, but as I said, sir, is that we have to see कि कितना चादर मैं फैला सकता हूँ, पैर फैला सकता हूँ, जैसे बोलते हैं ना, तो वो ध्यान में हम लोग रख के चल रहे हैं. और हमारी कंपनी L&T वो एक तरह से वो भी हमें फंड करती है, जैसे TDF एक फंड है, वो भी हम लोग ने भी L&T से एक फंड लिया हुआ है, और उस पर हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं, तो उतनी ही है हमारे पास. So and we have to work on it, and but your point is absolutely correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have very rightly initiated the particular question. If I would say the kind of startup that they are putting a lot of money into the marketing, we have to work on a kind of a innovation also. The same thing again and again I cannot market to the people. What the kind of a innovation when that one particular company which you named actually, they have marketed the e-school, but the e-school model during this COVID was adopted by every school. Then later on they had to think of what kind of a innovation further they can do it. And then by the time the e-commerce or the e-tech, the startups, marketing a lot of money rather than focusing on what the core competency they have, they are not putting into that. As it is very clear, I told you there is a sharp line to identify your technical competence and your spin-off, and then try to always put an innovation. You see the Mahindra, the kind of a innovation they have brought into the Scorpio. Amazing, whatever it is. Even the old people can like the older model also. But the new model is still, it is a choice of all individuals. Innovation to bring in every business, whether it is a consultancy services, technology, and whatever it is, very, very important. Even if we'll go through this, any model, through the same race, without any innovation, we cannot pursue at large. It's very, very important.
Thank you for the comments. I believe while the startups are being created, there has to be a very strong schooling of the proprietors that valuation game is not the ultimate. Bottom line is the ultimate. The next session after lunch, which I am moderating, is on skilling. So one of the skilling is not only hands-on skilling is also about mindset. Maybe we'll take it up then. Thank you.
Thank you all the panelists. It was a very good session. Yeah, over to you, ma'am.
हम लोग पैनलिस्ट के लिए ताली भी बजवाएंगे, उनको फैसिलिटेट भी करेंगे सर. इट वाज Sir, I think this is not the right portal for understanding that. DPIIT registration के लिए आप Startup India या Startup उसमें जाएंगे. Every process is written very nicely.
DPIIT, Department of Promotion Industrial and the Technology.
Yes.
So that is the Ministry of Commerce and the Industry. The portal is there. You can register there. All facility will be there. First, you have to make your company and try to register on the DPIIT portal. You will get the startup, the recognition.
Thank
So
you.
like 1,18,000 startups are there. In the year, this figure was 500 only. So it is jumping continuously. West Bengal, I have shown you the data, which is roughly some 3,000 something. So you can go through there.
Thank you, sir.
And we have MSME help desk centers also. Today we had Dr. Mitra. So any questions, even their office is ready to support and mentor us in doing this. So I know जब खाना टेबल पे लग जाता है तो सबको उस सुगंध से भूख लग जाती है. So we will be soon moving to our lunch break. But such a sensitizing session we had. Can we have a big round of applause for all the three people sitting on the stage? Thank you so much. And now may I request Mr. Behera to please honor our speakers with a memento and a bouquet. थैंक यू सो मच अर्जुन सर. हम लोग को अगर पता ही नहीं होगा कि क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं तो हम लोग सपने भी कैसे देखेंगे. सो टू इवन टू एक्सपैंड योर विजन, इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अटेंड seminars like this. And on behalf of CMA, I would request Mr. Kapoor to please come, our president, Mr. GM Kapoor, to please come and facilitate our moderator of the day for this session, Mr. Sanjay Behera. मॉडरेटर का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंस होता है सेशन को लाइवली बना के रखने में, एंड ही हैज़ प्लेड अ वेरी गुड रोल. थैंक यू सो मच मिस्टर बेहरा.
It's always useful to keep it moderate, otherwise extreme हो जाता है.